The Tale of Ayo and the Golden Baobab. A lesson in greed. Once upon a time, in a village deep within the heart of Africa, there lived a young man named Ayo. He was known throughout the land for his cleverness, but also for his greed. Ayo always desired more wealth, more land, and more power. He believed that with enough riches, he could rule over the village and become the most powerful man in the region. One day, while walking through the forest, Ayo stumbled upon an ancient baobab tree. The tree was enormous, its roots stretching deep into the earth, and its branches towering into the sky. It was said to be the oldest tree in the land, filled with ancient magic and wisdom. As Ayo approached the tree, he noticed something strange. A single golden fruit hung from one of its branches, glowing with an otherworldly light. Ayo's eyes widened with greed. He had heard of his legendary fruit, which was said to grant immense wealth and power to whoever possesses it. Without a second thought, he climbed the tree and plucked the golden fruit from his branch. He held it in his hands, imagining the riches it would bring him. But as soon as Ayo took the fruit, the ground beneath him began to tremble. The baobab tree shook violently, and a booming voice echoed from within its roots. Ayo, the voice said, "You have taken what does not belong to you. The fruit of the golden baobab is not meant for those with greedy hearts. You have disturbed the balance of nature, and now you must face the consequences." Terrified, Ayo tried to return the fruit, but it was too late. The ground split open beneath him, and he fell into a deep pit, clutching the golden fruit in his hands. He was trapped underground, surrounded by darkness, with only the fruit to keep him company. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Ayo tried to eat the fruit, but it turned to dust in his mouth. He tried to escape, but the walls of the pit were too steep. One day, a wise old woman from the village came to the baobab tree. She heard of Ayo's disappearance and had come to seek answers. The tree spoke to her, telling her of Ayo's greed and his punishment. The woman, filled with compassion, asked the tree if there was any way to save Ayo. "The only way Ayo can be freed," the tree said, "is if he learns the value of giving instead of taking. He must share his wealth with others and use his power for good rather than for selfish gain." The old woman nodded and returned to the village. She gathered the villagers and told them of Ayo's fate. Together, they decided to dig him out of the pit, but only after he promised to change his ways. When Ayo was finally freed, he was a changed man. He no longer desired wealth for himself, but instead sought to help others. He used the riches of the golden fruit to build schools, wells, and homes for the village. Ayo had learned that true power came not from wealth or greed, but from kindness and generosity. Moral of the story: greed can trap us in darkness, but generosity can lead us to the light. True wealth lies in sharing and helping others. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more interesting stories.